You're listening to The Hang with Mike Manson Waters and Matt Spice Floyd.
Outrageous.
It's really overkill at that point.
Welcome to The Hang with Mike and Matt.
Hi, Mike.
What's going on, Matt?
Oh, what a week.
What a week.
What a less than a week. We're actually getting together a day early.
It's too soon. I don't have enough material.
I didn't have enough time, yes.
Got to build up The Hang.
We'll find something to bitch about, rest assured.
I'm sure. I could bitch about a lot. Let's we could start out with something more positive.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so today Ned did the TikTok bye
To the
NSYNC to Joe Biden, the bye.
The idea that I gave you.
So you gave me that idea.
Okay, so all right,
I
I'm
didn't do it, and I'm like NSYNC. I got to sing. I got to do 4 parts.
Yeah.
It's just not like a song you sing. You got to have all of them going bye. It's all that thing. So I got to go back in there. I got to produce it.
I noticed. Okay, just to put this out there. I could notice on your face you weren't too stoked about the idea. Like I gave it to you, and you're like, yeah. So I was like, okay, I gave it to him. It's off my. It's at least it's off my brain.
Yep.
But so you ended up doing it.
So yeah, then I didn't do it. I was like, that's just a pain. I'm just not gonna. I just don't feel like producing that bad. And then Weston yesterday goes NSYNC bye, and I'm like, all right, we got two people saying it. Maybe I should do it. I should just get off my ass, go in there, do the triple tracks and all that. I said, what I'll do is I'll do a minute of it. Mm-hmm. Because that's all the TikTok can be. And I said, if I like it,
you just need the hook.
Then I'll finish it, for like Ned's show Friday. But if I don't, it was pretty good. I thought it turned out well, and it does work. So I was glad I did it. So that was a good idea.
Thank you. So it's up.
So I'm going to check it.
Okay. So this is real time check.
I think it's been up since 4:00 today.
Okay. I'm thinking it's a good one.
I feel like it's a good one.
Not only is it a good one, I'm thinking it's good in terms of. You could literally farm that out to every station, every talk radio station in the country, and just be like, hey, here, play. Everybody would play that. Every conservative show would play.
I mean, see, I kind of went middle of the road, so as not to be like labeled, so that everybody tries, try to hook in everybody.
Oh, okay, I get it.
I got a couple things about Biden, and being.
Can you do another version of just completely
trash him?
Yeah,
I've done plenty of those versions.
Yeah.
So we'll check the TikTok.
The remix.
The way I really feel.
Now, but the TikTok thing, from what I gather, also because you've been throttled on there before, so it's like it's all luck of the draw, right?
It's so frustrating.
Huh. Okay.
It didn't. Yeah, it's not taking off. See, it got like 6,000 in the first like half hour.
Can I hear it?
Yeah, and I was like, okay, it's taken off. You just got hit. I don't know nothing about it. You got to be in people's FYPs, their For You pages.
You got to tag somebody. You got to tag like a Clay Travis or a Buck Sexton or one of those guys.
Oh, that's what I need to be doing.
And once you tag them, they'll hear it and they'll find it hilarious and it'll go from there.
I don't know. The tags never got me nothing. I tag people. I've never. I'll try it though. I'll for sure try it.
Give it a shot.
Why not? I mean, I don't know, the fact that I'm in a flannel shirt and a headband. I don't know if that might be detracting people from my mainstream appeal.
If you want to just send me the audio, I'll happy to pass it along to a few folks.
I'll have to decide which one I want to do. I'll do a middle of the road one for the mainstream right.
There you go.
So I won't put the bad words in there or anything. There we go.
All right, let's hear it.
Where's the full screen? I don't know how to do this stuff. Here we go. Joe Biden was my guy, yeah. Seeing as that he was fine, yeah. Was it one big lie? Now Biden is gone. He got COVID-19. Now they kicked him off the team, yeah. No more chocolate chip ice cream. Joe Biden is done. They said that we were a workhorse and a real sharp guy. Then they all kicked you out that door. Bye, 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 bye. The media lied for you, but America could see you had no clue. They all knew it the whole freaking time, so they lied, 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 lied. That debate was pretty rough. Now your party's making you look like a chump. Joe is 80 and his brain is fried. Bye, 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 bye.
Yeah, man. Oh,
That's a hot tune.
that's a hot
It's a
tune.
hot tune. I thought it turned out pretty good. Yeah, it turned out it was just laziness on my part.
I like the fact you give me the idea and you're like, nah. I give you the idea. You're like, nah. Your son comes in as the hero, and you're like, oh, all right. Forget what my friend and colleague of the last 20 plus years. No,
Yep, that was it. That's
you needed
exactly
a
it.
second voice.
I needed a second voice. Something that happened like that recently too. Somebody died, and I was like, "Hey!" And then somebody was like, "Well, you're not doing a song," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm just being lazy. I gotta do a Matthew Perry song."
Oh no.
That was pretty popular. They liked that one.
What was the last image of him was always weird because it just showed him in that like overlooking the Hollywood Hills or whatever. He just had Beats headphones on, sitting in his jacuzzi, and I'm going, that was the last image.
Was
right?
that like was that where he died, or was that days before?
No, I think it was
Like he took a selfie.
No, it wasn't a selfie because it was almost like he's like, hey, can you take my camera? I'm gonna pose in my jacuzzi with my headphones on and you take a picture. Like that's what it looked like. Because it was from a distance, but I think that was the last known picture of him, and they kept showing that after he died. They're like, "This was the last known photograph of him." There he is. I'm going, I mean, at least he didn't die miserable. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he
like,
was on ketamine.
That's a.
Probably
I hate to
as he
say it.
s-
It's a fair way to go.
as he slipped under the water, he probably just he didn't feel anything.
Yeah,
Just groovy. It was
pure grooves,
See,
man.
Good night, cruel world. Sounds like a good way to go. Or did he have a grabber?
I don't remember.
Because if you like drowning, unless you're out like totally cold, drowning sucks.
So I've heard that drownings. I mean, yes, I agree with you, right? But the way other people at least explain it is, it only sucks for a few seconds
That's a lot of things.
before you swallow a lot of water and you basically like pass out or something like that. Like it's not like fire where you're
Yeah.
burning and you're for minutes.
Searing flesh.
Right. This is, I guess, a little bit different. Yeah. That. Oh.
How many gulps do you get before your lungs are full? And then what does it feel like to have lungs, don't you want to expel that? Your lungs want to expel it. So then do you just choke to death? Sounds awesome.
Dude,
I'm going to try not to drown.
Well, when we were doing the waterboarding thing and I got waterboarded, that was pretty miserable.
That sounds really
That was not
miserable.
fun. Yeah.
Sounds miserable. I would, yeah.
So I'm thinking if drowning's anything like that, it's pretty
It's
terrible.
Probably a lot worse. Probably a lot worse.
Yeah. Not fun, but Jesus, what a week, dude. Like, I mean, all the action, like the week before last, I hadn't seen you, and there was just a ton of stuff, right? It was
Assassination
attempt. And then this past week, it's like, oh, well, what's going on? And it's like, okay, the next phase has gone on of all this other political stuff. So, whoa, a lot of action.
I think it's. I predicted this. Very, very Nostradamus-like qualities. Said this summer. I said a long time ago. This summer is going to be insane. It'll never stop. the proof that the 24-hour news cycle is never going away is the fact that Trump had an fake had an assassination attempt, was allegedly shot in the ear, and about 4 days later, it's all done. We're done with it.
Yes.
We're totally done. I don't care. Nobody cares to see the. They're all done with it. So they're gonna have to. This Biden-Harris thing, that's got a week at most. At most, what's next after that?
There's so much to
What's
unpack. One, this is really like a movie trailer. Like if you could do an
preposterous.
action-packed movie trailer, like, what now? The president's been shot, and now, like, it doesn't get any. Like, if you were to really make a movie of it,
Yeah, coming to theaters. The end of democracy.
right, 2024, one man shot, doesn't stay down, gets up, fight. One other man, one woman.
Biden had to get rid of him because he brings the party down.
Yeah, so it's like one woman is here to save the world.
We go as we wave bye to the longtime leader. So you
Yeah.
give him his little
give him
prop,
credit.
and he's falling down the stairs of the plane, and then you go to
Democracy will not stop. Kamala. Yeah, like it's really could be a great movie trailer.
what's her? And she just cackles.
Bro,
Cackles.
Everybody,
Go ahead.
no, I mean, there's so much to
Hi.
unpack. But I don't want to be political, and I don't want to take sides. Like I'm
frustrated.
I'm
It's
gray,
frustrated.
right?
Yes.
But I'm so gray for a lot of different reasons in this, and the Kamala thing, I just don't see it. I can't put it any other way than I just don't see it. I don't see it. As far as like leadership qualities, as far as like I don't know how to frame it per se.
Well, I think it's just another example of it was preposterous, and it was obvious now that the media lied to us about. Everybody could see with their eyes about.
They lied.
They lied. Joe Biden was completely incompetent, and now you've got Kamala. What's the difference? What is the difference between her and Joe Biden? She's a puppet. He didn't do. He was not in charge of anything.
Okay, so hold on.
So she's a good puppet.
Let's
She's
go-
loud, she'll cackle a lot.
Let's go back to, the fact that, look, when he dropped out, I was totally going, okay, here we go. Gavin Newsom going to get shoved down our throats. Pretty boy Gavin. Here we go.
Yeah, there's still time for that.
But apparently there's not. Unless they were to take Kamala and shove her to the side. But then they would basically, I forget the amendment, but basically it would take away the electoral votes from California because Gavin and her both claim residency in California. So it would negate the state's electoral votes, something along those lines, if that's correct. So
But
maybe
they'd find a way around that.
maybe we don't have to worry about Gavin because I don't
I
know.
don't think you can ever count Gavin out,
I don't
buddy.
think. Yeah, there's I'm going. Okay, I'm kind of scared of Kamala, right? But one man can make my fear heightened even more. That man, Gavin Newsom. And it's like, whoa, that's a whole nother ball of wax. But I feel like Trump did not take full advantage of this attempt on his life. The speech he gave about unity and da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And again, that lasted like 10 minutes. And it's like, a tiger's not changing his stripes, man. He went right back to just being him. He had like a kind of golden opportunity to go, all right, here's a chance for me to pivot. I can pivot. I can do this. Let me pivot a little bit, get softer, more presidential. And then he just went right back into it. Just dig it in.
Both sides really did.
Yeah.
They were
yeah.
all the talking heads were like, and you know what? We feel and we see it in Trump that he's calling for unity.
Yes.
And then they go blam and start blasting him. And it's like, Well, they're not even trying. They're just saying they want unity, and that night they're like this. Yeah, this mother effer.
It was so great though watching that speech. Did you watch the whole thing from the
No,
beginning?
not the whole thing at all. No.
Okay, did you
it was
watch
too
at
much
least
for
the
me.
beginning when he explained the assassination attempt?
No, I watched it probably closer to the end. I tuned in.
Oh, you missed out on the beginning part where he was doing the soft sell, right? So Trump came out and he's
I was doing the soft sell.
doing the soft sell and like you think he's going to be
He's the
Mr.
victim.
Unity,
He's the
right?
victim.
Yes, and you'd expect him to really play that up, and he did it first because he was like, "I'm only going to tell the story once because, to be honest, I can't think to retell it again." So he started from the beginning, right? And I think like one of the first lines out of his mouth was like, "It was a warm, crisp day." I was like,
God.
"Oh God!"
Oh my God!
He
Were
did-
people buying it?
Yeah, he did a classic like
Warm,
it was a
crisp day.
warm, crisp day. Sun was beaming from the northwest. Like it was one of those very
Yeah.
descriptive things. And then he got deeper into it, and then it went off script and went off
off
the
script,
rails.
went
And then
off-
90 minutes later, he's like, "Yeah, I was only going to mention him one time." Like it was just this. You could see it just kind of barreling down, but it was great.
I kind of like that.
It was
Because I can see myself doing that.
it was exactly what you'd expect, and for anybody to expect anything different,
Yeah.
you kind of would be let down on some level.
They said you got to toe the line. I would always be looking to ways to not toe the line.
But the fact that when he started off like it was a warm, crisp day, sun was beaming out of the
I
west.
can't believe there haven't been clips of that. It sounds very dramatic.
It was super dramatic, and I was like, "Oh, here he goes. He's gonna play it up," and then boom, just right back to the gutter,
Yeah.
right
They
back.
got to have it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The talk of unity is just preposterous.
Oh, for sure.
It's like this guy. Oh, see it, and now, like I'm a conspiracy guy, middle of the road guy, and I look at this assassination attempt with, definitely a grain of salt.
Sure,
I just
yeah.
can't figure it out because it could be a number of things. But the left is saying that Trump faked it, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, if Trump faked it, okay, so the Secret Service was in on it, and this young kid was in on it, and they shot. Okay, what? How? And Trump said, just kill a couple people in the audience, and the Secret Service and the FBI and everybody went, okay. Is that what it is? They were all in on it?
I'm with you because I love a good conspiracy.
I
Like
just
I'm
don't
all
understand.
in. I'm all in on a good conspiracy.
Fascinated.
But
fascinated.
I don't see the conspiracy angle working out. Like you said, like how is Trump going to set that up? I don't see that angle working. And furthermore, if it was a Trump angle, right? If he was
Yeah.
the one, he would totally be playing it up more than he is. He would have gone all in.
He would have blown it.
Yeah, or
See, because he hasn't blown it
maybe.
because it actually happened, and he can't blow it.
Yeah, maybe
Like
he'd
it
be-
actually. Yeah, I don't
And
know.
then I told them to shoot. Like it could have. Yeah, he would.
he would do something stupid.
So I don't see that. I do think there's definitely some things wrong. The fact that the Secret Service director, Kimberly Cheadle or whatever, and she handed in her resignation today.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, of course. I mean,
It's certainly a job.
you'd kind of see that happening. But the fact that she waited to get roasted before she did it, it's like, lady, you knew what was coming. Now you're just a meme. You've been roasted everywhere on socials, and then you turn in your resignation. I would have, like, after it happened, I would have immediately been like, just spare me the memes. Don't make me go to Capitol Hill and get roasted. Just here's my resignation. I'll go find another gig somewhere. I'll be a security guard at a mall.
I believe that's what the head of Social Security, head of Secret Service for Ronald Reagan did when they shot him. He was like, "All right, see you later. My bad.
Keep it real.
My bad." So what you could also look at it that this they need a sacrificial lamb. They need the dog and pony show. They need her You know, they need AOC to be up there asking her tough questions like that.
Yeah,
like
the grilling.
Like AOC is going to do that, which she did. She asked a question that people are like, "Can you believe AOC asked?" It's like a Republican question. It's like, you don't think that shit's intentional?
The whole thing.
The whole thing. So it's a big dog and pony show. And somebody said something interesting. I saw somewhere online. They're like, when everybody agrees. Right now, both parties agree. Secret Service, ooh, bad, gotta go. And something's usually up. It's how very convenient. This lady, she's left holding the ball. She's gone. Okay, we solved the problem. When Lord knows what the real deal is.
And she didn't really answer many questions.
She didn't answer dick.
So, which means there's still a lot of information that needs to get answered. But it's always like that thing of you go back to Major League Baseball when. Was it Rafael Palmeiro? Who was the guy that got busted for roids? And he
said, "I'll be back."
Yeah, and he goes, "I'm going to get you some. I'll come back and I'll answer." And then you just never heard from him ever again. It's almost
Palmeiro,
like
yeah.
Okay, so it's almost like that, just on a much higher stakes game of chess, right? Where it's just like, oh well, I'll have to.
We'll get back to you.
We'll get back to you.
And
then she resigns. Things get lost in the shuffle. Investigations never get done. People get voted out. New people get voted in. So on and so forth. The shell game continues.
And it was the same way in 1963 when Kennedy got shot. They had a big commission, and the magic bullets and the grassy knoll and the Zapruder. And nobody's ever been able to quite figure that one out. Still, Still, RFK still says that they killed him. It's like, yeah, the CIA did it. He'd probably know more than I would, don't you think?
I like that. I do like the fact that RFK finally got some Secret Service protection. It took an assassination attempt on the current or the former president, current nominee, blah blah blah, for Biden to go, hey, all right, okay, RFK, we'll give you some Secret Service protection. Like RFK's been just dwindling in the wind, and he's got to be paranoid already.
I mean, there's a pattern. There's a definite pattern, and crazy people know about the pattern. They're like, hey, some nut job's going, that would be number 3.
Yeah, like, can I get a little?
I mean, I think he's run for president. I think he's a little in danger than the average guy. He's had two of his relatives, close relatives, assassinated.
I mean, you got to be on your toes, right?
I think that's a no-brainer.
It's a special case. It took an assassination attempt for Biden and his administration to go, all right, let's grant you some Secret Service. All right, here's the question.
Not even believable.
Here's the question. This is for chat too, right? Because I don't know how this plays out, but I was thinking about it on my way over here. The one thing that, because there's been so much happening, that this I don't think has been brought up, but let's go back to Hunter Biden, right?
Yep.
Okay, so when Biden, I mean, obviously he's still president, but he was like, no, I'm not going to issue a pardon for my son, right? He wasn't going to pardon his son.
That's what he said.
That was his claim.
That's what he said.
But now he's a lame duck president. He's not going for a second term.
Right.
Now his VP, let's say Kamala gets in. The question is he going to get a pardon? Number one. Mm-hmm. And number two, who gives it? Does Joe Biden do it on the way out? Because what risk is it to him at that point? Like, I said I wasn't gonna, but I'm not even serving a second term, so hell, I'm a lame duck president. Let's just pardon him. I'm on my merry way. See you later. Or does Kamala do it? Or does he not get a pardon at all?
I think Joe, they leave him holding the bag because he don't care.
That's what I mean. Like, he's a lame duck president. So, like,
he could care less. And he barely knows. He's not. You could convince him of this easily. Anybody could just run circles around his little brain and go, and this is the best thing, and this is what you got to do, Joe. And they're like, I'll do whatever you say.
So you think that Hunter gets pardoned, and you think that Joe Biden's the one to do it?
To me, that makes the most sense. Because then Kamala's got that baggage, immediate controversy. As soon as she takes office and she pardons Hunter, then maybe that's what they want. Maybe you're right. They don't want you ever arguing over, wow, groceries sure are high. They want you arguing about Hunter Biden, who is so irrelevant to your life.
And if Kamala pardoned him, the spin, I would imagine, would be something along the lines of, my administration is new and fresh, and we are not holding things back from the past, and our former president, Joe Biden, is a good man, and his family is good people, and we're wiping the slate clean, and we're calling this day one. You know what I mean? Like, and what are you going to do?
Half of the media is going to say this is what a magnanimous thing she did.
Yeah.
And half of them's going to be going dare, 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 and it's mean, and it means absolutely nothing. What makes me sick is all these people. See, because like you said, I'm gray, but they're pushing me. They're pushing me away with their nonsense. All these celebrities and all these people coming out saying what Joe Biden did.
Oh, yes.
You almost got to fight back the tears.
Yes.
What Joe Biden did was one of the most patriotic, selfless things any man has ever done. And it proves the humanitarian aspect of this great man. I'm like, fuck you.
It is a weird take.
Fucking political ploy. The guy's been a crook for 50 years.
He's been sucking off the public tit for decades,
off.
for like 50 years.
50 years.
Like, he retired. Like, you know, if you were at Publix working there for 50 years and you decided to retire, they might get you a cake and go, great, man, have a good retirement, man. You worked a long time. Keep it real. They wouldn't be like, this is the most selfless thing this bag boy could have done. He has been working with the Publix Corporation for 50 years. Really amazing stuff he's done, and really selfless of you. It's like, no, you're retire, be done. Like, that's it. It's not a.
It's so offensive.
It's weird.
What it's so offensive what they're doing, and it drives me insane because there's no argument, there's no debate. I would like to talk to somebody who believes some of this stuff and just actually have a conversation about it.
I don't think you can.
Because I don't think you can.
Because if you're dug in on that position, you're not going to be able to have a sort of open conversation about it. Just like if you're dug into the right, you can't have an open, like, you just have to you hope to find somebody that goes, hey, look, man, I get it. I get it.
That's it. That's it.
I see both sides.
But I think this is the first time that the things that you can show are so provable. There was always, bullshit going on, blah blah blah. Right? This to me is the most glaring example ever. For almost 4 years, everyone around Joe Biden and the media lied about his mental condition and blew him up to be an Albert Einstein type guy. They're like, this guy, you would not believe this guy.
He is on point,
sharp as a tack. For 3 years. And now we found out that everybody was full of shit, right? Mm-hmm. So provable. You've got 7,000 hours of them telling us about Joe Biden's acumen and his ability to lead the country. And they were obviously just totally playing along. And that means nothing. It means nothing that they're caught dead to rights. They were caught. The debate happened. Oh, my God, look at Joe Biden. Oh, my God, he's incompetent. I knew that for 2.5, 3.5, 4.5. I knew before the election. He could barely get through the first debate back then.
And you could, and even then, even after the debate, some of the folks were still trying to save his ass. And they're still going, hey, one bad night. Hey, let it go. One bad night. Big deal. He's going to come back bigger and sort of like, it's not a bad night. And
then they turned on him. And then they all turned on him like that. I saw this.
Follow the money.
I saw this. This is a picture of, I guess, of Kamala Harris's first rally or something like that. Let me see. What the hell does this title say? It says, packed stadium for Vice President Kamala Harris on her first campaign stop as the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee in Wisconsin right now.
All right.
People are so fired up.
Packed stadium.
Fired up, energized, and ready to support Kamala Harris.
Oh, man.
Wow. See, because she's never had any support in her whole career. She's, she was just kind of thrust in that position because she's not really a successful politician. Here, look at this. Look at this.
Oof.
They jumped off the Biden is the best train to all of a sudden to Kamala is the best train. This is the lemmingness. There's never been this kind of lemmingness
Bunch of turncoats.
on both sides. I mean, we're dug in. Our guy can do no wrong. Your guy can do no right. There's nothing changing in mine.
So correct me if I'm wrong on this. And I was listening to some news on the way over here, and they were talking about some politicians getting in trouble for calling Kamala a DEI hire. Now, I'm not going there. I'm not going to go that far. Whatever. But I do recall, and correct me if I'm wrong, when he was choosing his presidential nominee, didn't he say something to the effect of my vice president will be an African-American female?
Yes.
Doesn't that seem weird to people? Like, and why wouldn't that be a bigger deal? Like at the time, like
don't ask me.
If you were to choose any other two qualifications, you would have been cast in totally different light, right? Like that. Doesn't that seem odd?
See, the odd thing is that he said it because they do it all the time.
Right.
Geraldine Ferraro was picked because I want a woman on the ticket to get me this certain vote, so she's my token woman. This happens all the time. Nobody just ever said it before. He came out and said what they do.
Yeah.
And everybody was totally cool with it.
It's like if you're a businessman and you're hiring an executive assistant, you're going to go one of two ways. You're going to go, I want a hot executive assistant because that's what I like to look at. Or two, I don't want a hot assistant because I feel like that's not a good move for me, right? Like, that's the two ways. He went out and said, here's the direction I'm going. But in a hiring process, you're not supposed to say that. Even if you're...
No, I believe you seem like you'd be able to take him to court, and that's a violation of some kind of equal opportunity law to say that you're specifically going to hire somebody because of their race and gender.
Right.
Is like probably the most offensive thing you could say.
Instead,
right?
a lot of people applauded and said, oh my God, yes.
If the other guy said this, I would call him,
Which if she got the job, so be it. I don't care. But to go out and say that you're doing it for that particular purpose seems like the exact thing that everybody else would get their ass sued off for, like you said. Like, I would think that would be a major problem.
There's a lot of things that I would think would be major problems. And and everything seems such common sense. Because foolishly, I'm like, well, I just like to talk to some of these people because I'm just believing common sense, and I don't really want to argue. I just want to understand why you believe what these people who have no common sense believe. And all I would get would be,
yeah, vitriol.
It's a hopeless.
Yeah.
We're dug in more Duggar than we ever been before. It's frustrating. And I say, so if I did, I used to love to do I'm right, you're wrong.
Yeah.
So fuck off. And then I'm just like, I don't know. It's like, now I don't even know which way to go because I'm getting sucked into this right-wing vortex because I hate the left with all my passion right now. I hate this administration and the phony shit they do and pretend to care about and the woke shit. Mm-hmm. It's like we were all past that shit. They brought it all back, and I hate them for it. But I realize you can't vote for the right because they're going to come in and do whatever they do. Go to war, steal your money, raise the taxes. They'll do the same shit. People are delusional with their thinking. Finally, the Republican Party has never marched in and saved shit. The country, the country's not doing this way. The country's been doing this for decades and decades.
Yeah.
Nobody's got a.
There's no up and to the right. The only thing up and to the right is our national debt.
That's it. And that's
the only thing.
Trump spent more than any president.
Yeah.
I think ever.
COVID had to throw a lot of money at the problem.
How much money did he spend on COVID? Because he spent $8 trillion, I believe.
A lot. I mean, a lot of that did come from the COVID thing, if I remember correctly. But I wouldn't be in a position to tell you exactly, what percentage of it. But
I'm pretty sure that everybody on Twitter is either a bot or a paid troll. Because all on my feed, unfortunately, is just full of people saying stuff to piss me off on both sides. On the right, they're saying nothing but Kamala racist and sexist jokes.
Yeah.
Instead of, hey, could we just stick to the issues? Whether is she competent or not?
Yeah, it's funny.
That's a bunch of Democrats making the Republicans look stupid, and the other side is a bunch of Republicans making the Democrats look. It's like they're driving me insane.
It is interesting because I'm with you, and it's like I would love nothing more for real to have an African American woman president. I think that is such a trailblazing, amazing thing to have happen. Thinking about where the roots of our country and the heritage and slavery, and to become that and to come that far, right? That's tremendous. That is really amazing. Like to the point where when it happens, I could probably tear up and go, "Wow, that's really cool. That is an amazing moment." But damn, I don't know if that's the one. I don't know if this is the way. I didn't envision it going down like this. I would envision
too dirty, man. It's too dirty.
Yeah, like I want the full process. I want the African American woman from the jump who's just an amazing person, politician, gets it and wins. I don't know.
That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
You gotta be dirty just to play the game, just to get in the game.
Instead, she gets the nod and gets, what did they raise? Like some staggering amount of money, like almost $90 million.
$1 million in a day. The world record. It's to me, it's all fake.
Like that's not grinding it out. That's not spreading your message and sort of, because I don't know her message. I still don't. If she's been vice president, I still don't know her message.
Her message is she's not Trump.
That's a terrible message.
That's all they're running on.
I'm good if you have the
insanity.
message.
And I'm really sick of this kid. Nobody was more critical of George W. Bush than I was.
Yeah.
But now I'm this crazy right winger. It's like, no, I'm Mr. Common Sense, and what's going on here is about as shady as I've ever seen in my life. You got a bald guy stealing luggage and dresses. What the hell's going on here? I mean,
wait. So I don't want to shift topics, but I do want to, while this is on top of my head, I tuned into you all, I guess it was, it must have been yesterday. It must have been yesterday. And you guys were talking about Tesla. And there's been a couple of times where I've tuned into Cluster F, and you guys have beat the shit out of Teslas. And I don't know why. I don't know if you guys don't, like, do you all have fundamental issues with Tesla? Like Don is beating the shit out of the ideas of Teslas. Trace is like, I don't know who would want to charge a car. And you're going, yeah, I don't think anybody wants to. And I'm going, what is going on here? Like, there's nobody like weighing in to go, hey, it's not that bad. Or like, hey, let me answer a question about Teslas. Like, hey, let me bring some levity to the situation. You guys are just sitting and just beating the shit out of Teslas.
You didn't like Donna's description of the Cybertruck being Uncle Jethro and his sheet metal?
No, I thought that was great. I don't disagree with that.
But I think the disclaimer is, look, I guess if you just do a bunch of local driving, I think they'd be fine. I don't know how they are for people to take long trips.
I don't know. I don't take long trips.
It seems like a pain in the ass. Stop at the rest stop.
Well, okay. Well, if you stop at a rest stop, wouldn't you stop at a rest stop anyways, typically if you're taking a long trip, and you're going, all right, we've been on the road for 4 hours. Let's stretch our legs, maybe grab a bite to eat. Mm-hmm. All right. What do? You charge the car, you stretch your legs, you get a bite to eat. It's a supercharger. 30 minutes, you're in and out. That's it. You're back on the road.
Sold.
No, you're not sold. You guys, I feel like you guys all look at it. You look at everybody that drives a Tesla. You're like, this dickbag. This dickbag. Like everybody's a dickbag that drives a Tesla. That's the way I feel, right?
You're right. Very perceptive. You're very perceptive.
And I'm looking at everybody
you were pulling up very slowly. Matthew comes down the driveway about 3 miles an hour, and Donna said, "Here comes the dick bag."
No, she's not incorrect. But I'm looking at everybody who's still paying for gas, and I'm going, what a bunch of dick bags. So like we're we're on the same page. But like there's nothing more that pissed me off than going to a gas pump and putting that thing in there and having sort of no control of your destiny of what's the gas price at today. And I get it, electric's going to shift and change and stuff, but gas, I mean, shit. At any point in time, they'll just go, it's up by $2. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Need gas. All right, here we go. It's and there's nothing worse than watching that pump and go $50, $60, $70, $80.
No, it fucking blows.
That's the part that really just wanted me. Like, that's where I went electric. It's like, I just don't like buying gas. Like,
Yeah.
that's the most annoying thing in the world is to watch that.
Oh, I think electric cars are fine, but I don't think you can even go all electric. I don't think we have a power grid that's going to support. They've already had problems in California where they had you can't charge your car from this hour to this hour because it's too hot outside. I feel this country is too incompetent to ever go all electric, and that will never happen. That's my position, and I think I'm pretty dead right.
And I
'Cause
don't
they'll screw this.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong.
I don't think it's feasible that everybody gets. Plus, if the economy doesn't straighten out drastically, nobody's going to be buying an electric car because they're too expensive. The cost of living right now is going to destroy all new car sales. So,
Well, I mean, what's your idea of expensive for a vehicle? I guess that would be where it starts, right? An electric vehicle. I mean, there's a lot of different makes and models out there. But first, let me back up. I don't think you're wrong. I think the power grid situation, I think that's a very real concern. Do I think it can be corrected over time? Yeah, but it's going to take
it's a government.
It's going to take time. But that doesn't outweigh me looking at the pump and putting gas in and just getting frustrated every time. It was always frustrating. So that's and that's only if you're taking long trips. I mean, if I'm
Feel free to continue being a dickbag. We don't care. We don't have any animosity.
You
towards
do.
it.
You
No,
guys
we like
demonize.
We like to hate.
I do like. I think hybrid is a nice option where you a little gas, a little electric, call it a day, right?
It's kind of
That seems like the nice middle ground.
makes more sense to me.
I don't think it does.
Guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Guess we'll see what the government has in store for us.
I did order a Cybertruck though, so.
I can't wait to see that sheet
Oh
metal.
no, I'm not. I'm not getting it. It's too expensive. It was, when I ordered it, it was like because the sticker they were like, oh, $39,900 starting off. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, $100 reservation, sure,
Yeah.
yeah, no problem. All right, but then it came out and it was like, oh, you can order your Cybertruck now. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Oh wait, no, it's $120,000.
Wow, that's
I will not be ordering that Cybertruck. That is
bait and switch.
not what I thought was
got
going to
your
happen.
$100 too. Elon
No,
Musk
no.
is a snake oil
It's
salesman.
refundable. But but yeah, they started off building this foundation series of Cybertruck, which is like the most expensive one. So they're going to work backwards on
Yeah.
it. But even them working backwards, the most basic Cybertruck is not going to be $39,900, right? It's going to be
That's all cars are like that. It's
right.
going to be $49,900. That's just the way it is.
But I mean, like
They've
going-
never gone to a car lot and said, "I saw this one car was $23,220, and no, we've got this one for $32." And you're like, "Oh, okay, that's how it works."
So are you telling me you would never drive a Tesla, or you just have no interest in going electric, or what is it? With you?
I don't even have a garage.
What
so
is it
no.
with you?
I don't have a garage. Where am I going to charge my Tesla?
Hey, sort that out.
I'm not looking to buy a new car for quite a while. I'm just not interested.
But like with the Teslas, like the Model 3, right? I mean, I don't know the exact price on them because whatever. But you do have that immediate tax credit savings of like $7,500, which is that's nice. And from what I understand, they can now take it right off the top at the dealership. So it's not like you get away, like it just comes right
Yeah.
off the sticker price. So the price of them is not. It's not a terrible barrier to entry, and the resale on them. I mean, my resale on mine's would be my biggest complaint is I get that Carvana estimate.
Yeah.
I'm going, this isn't great.
It's not. It's not.
No.
Because they're a hot commodity now, aren't they? So
No, they're not a hot commodity.
actually, I did read that they were piling up.
Yeah.
Teslas were piling up.
Yeah, so it's not like I'm can resell it for a crazy amount of money. So it's just, there are a few complaints, but as far as I will tell you, if you hate going to the gas pump and watching that thing, putting $100 in your tank a week, that's where it's sort of like you breathe a little sigh of relief.
I work from home.
Yeah, I get it.
I barely even need a car. I'm not gonna buy
You need an electric scooter,
e-bike. Give me an e-bike.
e-bike.
It's too. We're too far from anything right here.
That's
you know,
true.
The nearest,
you're kind of in the sticks. You're kind of
the nearest
you're in
store
no
is
man's
like
land,
2 or 3 miles away.
and there's not a lot of sidewalks.
No, it's a death trap.
Which
People
is-
hauling ass on these 2-lane roads, and there's no bike lanes.
Isn't
I don't
that
ride. I
frustrating?
would never ride out there.
Yeah, that's always
I
frustrating.
ride in this neighborhood because there's nobody ever going, and they're not going fast.
I always hate the bicycle guys. The
I'm
ones
not
that
that
run in
guy.
packs.
And
And
in the curvy areas, and you can't get by them.
Yeah.
It's like it's so. Oh,
Which is one thing if you're out here, right, where there's no option of a sidewalk, but it's another thing like there's an option of bike lanes, sidewalks, and they still choose to pack up in the middle of the road, and you have to accommodate them.
got a right to the road, just like you do. No, you don't. No,
Yeah, those roads are for vehicles. They're for motorized vehicles.
or one bike, one bike that we could pass, not 12 in a. They
Safety in numbers, Mike. Safety in numbers.
take more out. Take them all out.
No.
Some people, I understand. I've seen people take them out before. And it's
Have
like,
you?
yeah. Not like on video.
Oh,
It's like, yeah,
okay.
they got a real attitude. Like, I'll show you.
Some do think they're like better than like
I don't understand the whole
some
concept.
of those bikes are the bicyclists. They can get a little snooty, a little bit.
The bikes are thousands of dollars, and then you're just riding with a bunch of dudes on a local highway, and you've got these Tour de France tights on and the aerodynamic helmet, and all. It's like you look like a joke. I'm offending all the cyclists out there. It's like just. When I ride my bike, it was with khaki shorts and a t-shirt.
Yes, yeah.
I'm not trying to cut 1.0 tenths of a second off my time.
That's the best though, because sometimes I would be riding my bike and one of those guys would pass me by, and I'm going, oh man, and he's pedaling like way less than I am, and I'm going, how is he doing that? Like it is kind of fascinating, but then I start going, well, I don't really care that much, so I'll get there 30 seconds later than him.
Yeah.
It's not going to be it's not making or breaking me. I'm just
Yeah,
riding
he's
for me.
bent over and he's Tour de France and
Very
Tour de
aerodynamic.
France and those guys, pickleball and bicyclists.
You're
Two of my
right.
pet peeves.
Pickleball's number one on my list for sure. Bicyclists. I mean, again, if they're in the bike lane, great. But packing up in the middle of the road, there's no need for that.
Pain in the ass. Not yet. Quit packing up in the middle of the road.
I'm trying to think of a strong number 3, but I can't think of a number 3. Pickleball's on my brain, so I gotta.
I was occasionally I do this. I like to irritate myself sometimes, and I'll see pickleball. This time it was a pickleball league, major league. That was it, Major League
Pickleball, the
And
MLP.
And I'm like, oh, are you shitting me? People are paid to play pickleball.
Oh, yeah.
And so I tune it in. And it's the couples mixed doubles, and it's like deep, 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 deep. I'm like, shut the. This is a. And then all of a sudden somebody whams it. I mean, it's like it's ping pong on a court. It's ping pong on a court for old people and kids in gym class who aren't coordinated. Get this shit out of here. Stop it. It's the degradation of society.
As an extreme lover of tennis, when I go into the Dick's Sporting Goods or whatever your local sporting goods store is in your area, and there used to be a wall of rackets and accessories, and then it would slowly shrink down, and it took, and racquetball would come in for a minute, and it's like, and then, but now you walk in, and the tennis wall is shrunk down to like 0, and it's all pickleball stuff.
Oh my God.
To the point where I can't even get my racket strung. Like, I'm going, hey, do you guys restring tennis rackets? Like, no, we don't do that anymore. We stopped doing that. Like, now I gotta string my own fucking rackets on top of it. Like, I can't.
Can you string your own racket? It looks like a real pain in the ass.
I used to do that. Yeah.
That sounds like a big pain in the ass.
It was.
Gotta make sure it's tight enough.
Well, I did it when I bought a racket string when I was like 16. I think so, and I kind of taught myself. They used to have like a guide. You'd have every different racket type, and you'd have the patterns, the cross patterns and stuff. And the tension, it was a manual tension, so it was like a big weight, right, with this arm. And every time you'd string it through, you'd clamp it off, and then you'd pull that tension arm back. And then you'd clamp it again.
Sounds miserable. It's like hundreds of strings, isn't it?
It took about 45 minutes, I think. And then I got it down to probably 35 minutes. But now the racket stringers they're awesome. They're like electric, like $7,000 for a good one, which I'm not.
Yeah.
I got to go back to figuring out another way.
Pickleball.
Yeah. Enough of this pickleball. Enough.
It's infuriating to me. I just, and it's not fun to watch at all. It's miserable to watch. I don't understand how anybody could get excited over anything. There's nothing good going on.
Like when you look at the like prestige of Wimbledon, which just passed, or like the U.S. Open that's coming up, which I'm so excited about. Right? It's like stadium court, big crowd, 20,000 people, whatever. Right? All the excitement of a long 30-ball rally, all this stuff. Or that was the longest rally of the match. 6 shots, ladies and gentlemen. It's just not appealing to me.
There's a reason why people don't go see professional ping pong. It's just not that exciting.
Yeah.
Pickleball is tennis. It requires great athleticism.
I agree.
Pickleball requires great hand-eye coordination. That's about it.
Which is a skill.
Yeah, but
it's not the.
I don't want to see it.
It's an old person kind of skill. It's like, stay sharp out there. Like, come on, you're 80. You got to move. Let's get you moving. Let's get you out on the pickleball court. Yeah. Let's get you moving.
I'm
motion.
I'm all for that.
Right. Not like 22 pickleball. That's my thing.
I would not hang out with anybody who played pickleball. I'm like a pickleball racist. What was the other one? What are my two pet peeves? I forgot them. What are the
It was cycling and pickleball.
Bicyclists. I would not hang out with a cyclist or I've lost listeners now. I would hang out with you, seriously.
Well, bodybuilders. That's a tough one. Because that takes an extreme amount of discipline. And whether you're on roids or not, you have to have your diet and everything that you do very dialed in. So it's, you've got some I guess some skill involved, right? But I don't know about hanging out with them.
I think there might be a lot of narcissism involved. Possibly.
Yeah, if you had to hang out with a table full of bodybuilders, talk about their workouts and how they do this and
I'd rather shoot myself.
Or how they flex. You ever seen that where they have classes about how they flex?
Oh, really?
Like how to
flex and do the crab and
how to properly get that muscle up there and whatever it is. Speaking of terrible people flexing, what about Hogan?
Oh my God!
At the RNC, I was like, I'm in a bizarro world. This is absolutely a bizarro world where people are cheering on an open. Never mind. I don't.
So you got
a self-admitted racist. Let's put it that way.
I mean, I've just saw or heard all kind of audio. For some reason, it's back in fashion. It's back in vogue.
Yeah. Imagine my surprise.
It was pretty racist stuff. A lot of N words with racist connotations, not friendly N words, racist N words. And so I'm thinking, so the Republican National Convention has a known racist an adulterer and
And a shill for selling his beer.
shill and a hypocrite. Wow, he's perfect for politics, isn't he? That just goes to show they don't give give a shit.
Well, I feel like it's that thing of like, make no mistake about the convenience of the timing of this, right? Like, if he did not have a great American beer hitting the market, would he have even done that?
Yeah.
Would he have come out? Would he have said anything? Would he have endorsed? No, I don't believe he would have. The reason is because he's got a beer and it's like, oh my God, what an amazing opportunity to get on TV, rip a shirt, shill my product, and the sheep will buy it. That's just what it boils down to.
Product during did he shill it?
So he had a his logoed shirt on. I don't know if it said actually Great American Beer on there or not, but it had the logo that's on his can on his shirt that he ripped off to show his other shirt or whatever.
Because
But then he also had his promo vehicle, which was wrapped in the Great American. So yes, in other words, yes, the whole thing is a design to sell a product.
chicken sandwich tour.
Yes, which is, and then of course the born again
People ate it up.
born again man is who's been whose
Saved by Jesus.
most recent wife got him off the alcohol because it was bad for him and he wasn't living his best life. Was seen chugging beers
Chugging a beer.
again.
Chugging a beer.
And people are just eating it up. And I don't know about you, but I'm sitting here and I'm going, it's par for the course. I can't even, it's not worth it for me to, like, I don't worry about it by any stretch, but it's just so, it's so on brand with people. It's just, it's not surprising.
I think people, it's like, I think it's best, you better stay on the good side of people.
Yeah.
We better cut this kind of nonsense out because
What do you mean by that?
there could be a time, I think COVID kind of proved it too, in the near future where you say the wrong thing and the majority of society will say, you need to go away. And you're like, wait, this is America. Nope, not anymore. This is the new America.
Yeah.
I think that's, or not, or next week. I don't know.
Now, I haven't seen Idiocracy in years. And
Me
when
either.
I watched it, I don't remember a lot about it. I remember the basic premise and things. But when Schmalk Schmogan was doing his speech up there, I did see some memes equating it to
Yeah,
Idiocracy.
I did too.
Did you watch Idiocracy, and do you remember if that's a fair comparison on some level?
Well, it's different because Hogan was hyping up the president, and who was that guy? Who's the guy?
What?
Terry
Crews?
Terry Crews was the president.
Oh, okay.
He was the president with an AK-47. So I could see some parallels, but
Not a truly fair comparison.
not that fair because Crews was the president. He was an NWA wrestler who was the president, and that's where society was.
Which
We're this close. See,
We're-
the professional wrestler is on the stage. He's this close. Rock could be president. If the media
Yeah.
wanted Rock to be president, he would be president. The Rock is stepping in, and all the media outlets, except for Fox, are pumping up the Rock, and he's got this great delivery. He's an actor. He's a wrestler.
Oh.
He's got. You like Trump's speech?
here's
So
the
the Rock's gonna blow you away.
Well, here's the best part. And if you're a member of the media, look, I don't care what member of the media you are. You are still a mark for The Rock.
Yep. There you go.
He's that guy, right? So even if you want to hate The Rock, you can try, but deep down you love him. So, which is
charming.
It's a weird
charming.
place. So like who would be the network that would be anti-Rock, right? Who would be
Well, it
that
depends.
network?
Well, who's
It would be MSNBC, perhaps.
well, who's running? Who's he running? Who is
He
he,
would-
running in place of Kamala?
Well, what is the Rock would be? What is the Rock?
Being independent. There's that's
No,
nobody
he's
can-
got he's got to commit to a party.
It would almost seem like he'd be a Republican, but I'm not sure.
All right, regardless of whether he'd be Republican or Democrat, the network which would have to hate him the most would have a very difficult time hating him because
The
everybody
Rock.
else loved. Like, yeah, there's not a. He's just one of those.
He's got the it factor. He's very likable. He's super likable.
Yeah.
So you can't. You tread lightly, and
He would
The Rock would just charm you when he'd shut you. You'd be asking him some kind of Peter Ducey dick question, and he'd just smile and wink.
Peter,
at-
I appreciate you asking.
you know, and say
Yeah.
some kind of and then people are like, wow,
Yeah.
fucking The Rock.
Because all you're doing as a president is you're essentially cutting a 20-minute promo, right?
Exactly, and he cuts promo.
He can cut a promo in his sleep.
Most of them can't cut good promos.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well-
George Bush was not great at cutting promos.
Oh, man.
Biden's not great at cutting promos.
With the assassination.
Clinton was.
Yeah,
He was?
yeah, he could.
No, he could. He was good.
With that
Slick Willie, man.
with that assassination attempt, they started bringing back up that footage of George W. dodging the shoes, which I forgot how funny that was.
Yeah.
But because Secret Service, they came out, right? They're like, and I think W even like said,
I got this.
got this, and he bobbing and weaving
I did appreciate the
left
cat,
and right
the cat-like
soles.
reflexes.
It was pretty great. And whoever threw the shoes, that's pretty good too. Like, and I don't know who those people were. Like, was it more than
Iraqis, probably.
more than one person throwing shoes?
I thought it was one.
So after two shoes, you're
done.
pretty much
You're
out.
done.
you
You're
can't
done.
really.
You got out of ammo.
What if he threw a third
got
shoe?
another-
We'd be like, oh
Got
no,
another clip in your backpack.
he's got a bag full of sandals. Is anybody that
Watch this drive.
now? Watch this drive. We haven't paid attention to chat.
Oh,
not
we got
one
to
time tonight.
take a break.
All right.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna pay attention to chat when we come back.
Okay.
We've said that many times and we don't.
Yeah, we'll try.
Gonna try.
I'd like to chat it up.
Oh, I was gonna. There's something. Oh, okay. Well, speaking of drives, well, we'll wait till we get back.
Uh-oh. Oh, big
I will
tease?
just do it now. No, it's just Donald Trump allegedly making an eagle. I mean,
Who's going to know?
Well, no, it's videotaped
Okay.
unless it's AI. So I don't believe anything these days. He's just hanging on to his golf game, in my opinion. You can only go golf till you're so old. It's a violent action. When you watch him swing, you're like, whoa! It looks like he's about to fall down.
I'm excited to see this then. I haven't seen this.
Watch him crank it.
Oh, yeah. Get up there. Get up. Yes. Yes.
Terrible
Way to
thing.
go.
I mean,
Hold on. The most disappointing about this thing so far is his high five. Just,
I mean,
that is an old person's high five you just gave.
he's not even excited. If he got a hole in one, oh no, that's not an eagle. That's a double eagle. If this is a,
Wouldn't that be a whole? Is that the tee box?
I don't know how this is a par. It's two. Oh, it's not.
Oh, I didn't see
That
that.
can't be par 4. No way. It's a par 3. It's 210 yards is not. It's never a par 4. So it's a par 3. So it's an eagle. It is an eagle, but it's a hole in one. If I'm hitting a hole in one, I'd be pretty fired up. Professionals only have a couple in their career
Yep.
sometimes. He's just like whatever.
Another day at the office for old boy.
He look, he almost falls down.
Yeah, it's an
He cranked it though.
old man's fall
Oh, yeah.
forward.
Get up there.
Watch his
Get
high
up.
five.
See
Yes.
this milk toast high five.
Way to go.
Boo.
Dainty hand back.
There you go. Nice.
Not a presidential high five.
Oh, that's Bryson DeChambeau. He's golfing with Bryson DeChambeau.
Is this one of those? Is this a rib?
What?
This video is it a?
I don't know. It could be.
It could be like one of those things. Remember the commercial with like Evan Longoria where he's getting
Yeah,
interviewed
yeah.
by the reporter and he catches a ball out of nowhere and people to this day still think that's real.
Yeah, it could be.
Maybe it's one of
Could be.
those. I feel like I would have heard more about this.
Yeah, you
this
think?
hole
Yeah,
in one.
I got. got.
Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't.
I never know whether I've got.
Yeah.
You were talking earlier about we were gonna take a break. That's what we're gonna do. Let's take a break.
Okay.
Think of something. All right, we'll be right back with more of this.
You're listening to The Hang with Mike Manson Waters and Matt Spice Floyd.
He's rude. He's crude. He's the most foul-mouthed president you ever heard.
What they need to do is get serious and get head buddies to stop doing this shit.
And if you thought that was shocking, wait till you hear his new album. It's W. Dice Clay.
Hickory dickory dock, Candy Rash was sucking my cock. The clock struck 2, she sucked up my goo and spit it out all over Iraq. Gap tooth whore.
Oh, this is one raunchy Republican.
There was an old lady who lived in a shoe, but she had so many kids, she didn't know what to do. Then Katrina hit, and they all drowned, because I don't give a shit about black people. Fuck them all. That's right, I said it.
W. Dice Clay.
Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, or else I'll send your ass to Iraq, you fucking prick.
This is one nasty neocon.
Three blind mice could run this country better than me, because I'm a fucking idiot. We need to bring back Bill Clinton. Shit, I'll suck his dick. Come on, whatever it takes. I'll tongue your asshole, Bill. Come on, I'm way over my head. Oh,
W. Dice Clay.
Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet, reading the Constitution. So I fucked her up the ass and shot my load all over the First Amendment. How's that for freedom of speech, you fucking left-wing whore? Oh!
Bureaucrats got balls.
Little Bo Peep lost her sheep. She found them in North Korea. Kim Jong-il had fucked them all and gave them gonorrhea. Oh! Horny little slant-eyed motherfucker.
He's one X-rated right winger.
America, I fucked her.
W. Dice Clay. Go, Lucy.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I may have your attention, the captain of the Titanic. Check 1, 2. Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. As we speed across the Atlantic on our maiden voyage, I'd just like to remind you that this ship is the biggest, fastest ship in the world. And most important of all, it's unsinkable. You may have heard the rumors about a memo that said icebergs are determined to strike the Titanic, but those are just rumors from people who hate the Titanic. I can assure you, 100%.
On the port! Iceberg! Iceberg!
7 minutes later. Check 1, 2. Sorry about the delay. I was finishing up a children's book. It was a tough read, man, but I got through it. Now, there's been some talk from liberal passengers who hate the Titanic that we've been struck by an iceberg and we're sinking. Nothing could be further from the truth, and we will stay the course. I'd like to take a second to address the evildoers who claim we've been damaged by icebergs. I mean, I'm not a scientist, but I believe an iceberg is made of H2O. And correct me if I'm wrong, but H2O is water, and water cannot sink a ship, especially not the Titanic. So everyone just relax and feel free to roam the ship. Freedom. Freedom. I'd like to respond to the Titanic haters who say the ship is sinking. I'd like to point out the band is still playing. I mean, if the Titanic was sinking, the band would obviously stop playing, right? I mean, I know there's some people who say the band might keep playing to help keep people calm, but let's not get into crazy hypothetical scenarios. Stay the course. I'd like to take this opportunity to say, mission accomplished. It has come to my attention that 99% of the passengers do not approve of the way I'm handling the Titanic. And while I don't run this ship according to what the majority of rational people think, I have come up with a new plan. What we need are more passengers to stabilize the ship. So I'm having 2,000 additional passengers airlifted in by floating dirigible. It's a bold new plan. If you admit the Titanic is sinking, the icebergs have won. The Titanic haters are saying, what's your exit strategy? Well, I have an exit strategy. It's my own personal lifeboat. For me, First Mate Rumsfeld, and Ensign Cheney. But for everybody else, don't think of it as a massive failure. I've given you a great gift. I've liberated you from the ship, and now you have the freedom to swim in the frigid waters. Some people might say the icebergs have won, but I say we're crashing into icebergs over here, so we don't have to crash into icebergs at home. They're not buying it. For the last phase of Operation Giant Fuck-Up, I'd like to turn it over to a new captain, Democratic Captain Ted Kennedy. What's your strategy? Strategy? What do you mean strategy? The ship is sinking. Abandon ship. Abandon ship. Yeah, I knew it. Cut and runner. Cut and runner.
Welcome back to the hang. Triple-edged sword in the house. Ned's Navy, Big Kahuna. Beaver smell like tuna.
There he is. Beaver smell like tuna.
F. Coots. Smoking wads of DMT. Sucker free. VW Rick.
Donna's out there breaking my balls on Tesla. I love it.
So where do you eat at the rest area? You get an ice cream cone from the machine?
Because if I'm not mistaken, there is no ice cream at the rest areas.
Your Honor, I rest my case. Teslas are terrible.
One more question.
Lady Stephosaurus with 100 bits.
Oh, is that actually a lady?
It is a lady.
Okay.
She comes to the meet and greets. Maybe you'll meet her this year at the meet and greet, Matt.
Oh, I won't be invited to that.
You are. You're already invited, buddy.
You know, I did. You were wondering last week we were talking about when we started doing the hang. Right?
Yes, yes.
So I actually looked back. The date I got, which it's coming up.
Uh-huh.
The one I have on my calendar is the 1 year anniversary of this product would be August 17th.
Oh, I think you might be wrong.
Well, and I'll tell you where I got that number from. It's from your Cluster F show YouTube of the videos you uploaded. I was going back and
then that's probably accurate then.
So I'm
Are you
correct.
sure? I was doing the same thing. I was looking it up. I think I lost interest halfway through. But I was trying to go through all the videos, and I was thinking it was July.
I was
sworn there was some July.
maybe. Well, I was looking at the August. I was like, oh, look at us, just a couple of young lads,
A year.
almost a year ago,
That's crazy.
and here we are hanging,
Still hanging.
in
Still
there.
Hanging on.
That would be season 2 would be called Hanging in There.
Hanging in there. Season 3, buy a thread. Sign up for season 3. Buy a thread today.
I don't have to, but like on the Spotify feeds and all the podcast stuff, you just put the hang and it goes, what season are you in? What's your current episode number? I guess when do I start a season 2?
Yeah, when it's a year, you start a season. That's what I do. When I had my podcast.
Why can't I do a season 2 now? Why can't we just make this the first episode of season 2?
That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, all right.
Okay, Mike and Matt 11 months ago.
That's the one I was talking about.
11 months ago. That doesn't give me much information other than
If you
that.
click on it, I think
Does it give you the date?
Yes, I actually had to click on it and looked at something. I don't know what.
11 months ago. Okay, here we go. August 17th, like you said. Oh, then it takes you back to the top. Yeah, I think I always loaded on YouTube. I think from
so.
Day one. So
Yeah.
we're gonna go with that. August 17th is the 1 year anniversary.
What
so
are we
that's
gonna
the-
do for the 1
Oh
year
my! It's
celebration of
a
Spankies?
big blowout. Spanky's 1 year hang anniversary.
Oh wait, we're gonna get fucked up now.
I'm gonna do some serious hanging. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't see any more. August 17th.
But isn't that weird that it's almost been a year?
Time flies. It's weird that it's almost August.
It's nuts.
In 2024, the election is in like 3 months.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So yeah, strap in. Strap in. It's gonna be fun.
I asked my wife, I go, all right, look. I go, you can't choose no one. Said you have to choose a candidate. Mm-hmm. Said, right now, today.
Yeah.
If you had to, that old classic thing, right?
Yeah.
That old gag. If you had to vote for somebody, it's like Trump, Kamala, and she goes, "Who's the? There's no other options." I go, "Well,
RFK.
RFK." She goes, "RFK," and I looked at her. I go, "I think I'm with you. If I had to, I'm not discounting RFK out of my selection."
I have to be honest with you. I could never vote for RFK because I can't listen to the guy. I can't listen to as much as I want to. I listen to him talking. I'm just like, oh God, I can't listen anymore.
Okay, did you hear his?
What I want to say is that and it's like,
I know he's got the whole
it's like he's struggling.
cassette recorder thing,
Struggling to talk. It's torture.
which I don't know. I can't remember what the conditions called he has, but it's certainly sad. And I would
Yeah, it's
imagine
certainly
if they
sad.
had a way to fix it, he probably would have. Which
Yeah, he can't fix it. I think if he didn't have that condition, he would be
stud. Straight stud.
be a leader in the polls. I mean, I think that really holds him back.
Now, have you? I sent you an email with this. I don't know if you've seen the video of his family endorsing.
Oh, I have.
And
The guy.
the guy and the girl. Okay, so the weird part about this is the woman in the video feels like, when I listen to it, it feels like she has the same vocal issue that he has. And I'm watching this video, and the guy in the background, and of course I was looking at the comments, because comments are always gold on stuff like this.
Yeah.
And one of the funniest comments was this guy. He goes, "What's up with the guy in the back? He looks like he's going 120 miles an hour." And I was like, that's so spot on, because his face, he's all looked like the wind's blowing in his face. It's so good.
And since when? You know, the Kennedys are legendary political family.
Sure.
And they're one of their top guys, RFK, the son of Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Robert F. Kennedy, who was assassinated, is running for president, and they're not going to endorse him. No, we're going to endorse the other guy. That's not even believable.
Okay.
It's not believable.
Here's what the funny part is. Well, two things that are funny. One is the fact that Biden dropped out a short time after this, right? So they wasted their endorsement on him. And two is, you have to question, what did RFK do to these people to make them go, we know you're our family, but hell no, we're going with Biden. Like, if you're RFK, you got to be going, wait, seriously? You're going to go with Biden? And they're like, yes. Not only are we going to go with Biden, we're going to make an announcement and a press conference about it.
F-U.
Big F-U.
I think that the Kennedys are such scumbags that he has distanced themselves from them, because they're a trash clan. They're white trash. The Kennedys are white trash. Just because they got money don't mean they ain't white trash.
Listen to her voice and watch the guy who's going 120 in the
I
background.
know. I love that guy.
Of the very long list of freedoms and rights that President Biden is protecting during a period of constant assault.
Oh my God.
See, you hear her voice? She's
but-
got the same thing.
They're like the royal family, a bunch of inbred idiots.
That explains the guy in the back.
He's a zombie. He's like Dawn of the Dead.
Poor man's Clint Eastwood back there.
God.
Make no mistake.
Make Mullet no mistake. She's a terrible speaker. Why would they put... I guess they couldn't put this guy out there. So this is the best the Kennedys got now?
So I don't know if that's the best Kennedys have, but I'll tell you what, I want to hear that guy talk.
I do. I want to watch a reality show.
I want to hear Fire Marshal Bill back there say something.
These rights
Vote for Biden. Vote for Biden.
and freedoms are on the ballot in November. Donald Trump is running to take us backwards, attacking the most basic.
Oh my! I can't hardly listen to this lady. She's terrible. She's terrible.
But she's got the same sort of vocal issue.
Whatever.
rights and freedoms that are at the core of who we are as
She
Americans.
looks like she's insane.
But again, what did RFK do to them to deserve this sort of
I'm going with RFK because he looks like a bunch of mutants.
He's getting out of that.
I think he got well. The getting was good. Who do you trust, RFK or this guy? What's this guy seen in his life?
I mean, that expression, that might be the greatest expression
of
of any
all
person
time.
ever.
Of all time.
Like,
Of
that's
all
the
time.
Halloween costume. You have to change your Halloween costume from whatever we decided on last time to that guy. And you just open the door, I show up, and you're like, there you are.
Just sit there. That lady was terrible.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
That guy's expression.
I was going to vote for Biden until I heard her talk. Her endorsement meant nothing to me.
If you are a fan of marijuana and you watch that
Not me.
video,
Yeah.
how could you not laugh? Like, that's proof that, like,
The
marijuana's the happy drug,
the
right?
first time I saw that, I was just like blown away. But I was just like, why would they put this guy out there? Do they not see him? Do they not see him?
And it would be one thing if he did that expression for maybe a split second,
No,
like, oh, it was a
that's his
reaction to seeing.
expression.
So no, that's his face. Like,
Just Terry
that's it.
Schiavo face. Smile at the balloon, Terry.
Dude. RFK, like,
God.
if you don't get the endorsement from them, it's almost got to be like, yeah, I'm okay with that.
He
'Cause
should
look
have.
at
That's
him.
what he should have come out and said. Very happy now. They did not endorse me. I can't do. I can't take the voice.
I know.
I literally cannot take it.
I know.
Bad person.
No,
Bad person.
you are. It's
think
a
it's
perfectly normal thing. I think that people are thinking, but to say it out loud makes you seem mean.
I think it's almost a qualification to be president that you have to be able to relay messages to the people in a fashion that they will listen to.
I'm with you, but I'll tell you what, man. You listen to Biden, like Biden's gate. 10, 12,
brutal, it's
15, 20, 30 years ago, and that man's, let me tell you something. And then and I get, look, Father Time's undefeated. We get all
He's
this,
80.
right?
He's 80.
But Jesus, man, he really lost his gait. Like when it comes to just the speed of talking, and
Yeah, he lost. Sometimes that happens.
but
Some
I mean,
people,
we're talking 10 years. It's
There's a big difference between 70 and 80. That's a
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, you're right.
difference.
You're right.
Huge. For dudes, especially. That's 80s. Like that's when you start really going downhill.
you think? Well, yeah, you
I mean,
think, actually.
I see these World War II veterans, and they're pretty spry, and I'm like, this guy's 100 years old.
Mm.
It's all genetics, and Biden's got bad genetics. He's 80, and he's done. He's done,
Yeah.
and physically, and he's done.
What's
They keep saying he's dead. I think he did
I
make
saw
an
that
appearance. He made an
conspiracy.
appearance today.
Oh, chat. Yes, chat. Yes. Thank you, Donna.
I need Donna, the producer. They will see this in chat.
Donna's saying that because.
Ned's Navy, he's obsessed with us not reading the chat.
Oh, no.
It's really gripes. It chaps his ass.
I can't read the chat.
VW Rick says the meat hang needs to be before election. Just saying. You do have a point.
Go on.
Everything could be on fire after the election. Might not be a good time for the meat hang the week after the election.
Or it might be the greatest hang ever.
It might be the greatest hang ever during the purge.
The Purge. Did you ever see that movie?
I never did.
It's pretty good. And the worst part about it is you look at it and you go, it's not a terrible, it's a terrible idea, don't get me wrong. But you get 24 hours.
Yeah, I know the whole concept of the purge. Oh, the purge sirens.
And you kind of like go, I bet more people than we realize would participate in that. And some people would relish in it. Me, I'm locking down. I'm getting out.
I don't need to purge.
No.
I wouldn't purge anybody.
But in your life, you could probably think of at least 10 people that would go, oh, they would definitely participate in this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which is sort of telling.
It's a thin veneer between the law-abiding citizen and
full psychosis.
There's some people who can just keep it under wraps.
If your family, okay, so the purge happens.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, we were focusing on chat.
How do we get on the purge?
We can go back to the purge.
Got to go back to the purge. F. Coots, this is kind of chat I like to read. F. Coots, it's been a great show.
Oh,
I need to read the chat more often.
yeah.
Beaver Smells Tuna like says, not the worm brain guy. Well, you got a point.
Wait, what was that referring
Robert F.
to?
Kennedy, when he had the worm on. I mean, you get it sometimes, that's a legitimate reason to not vote for somebody. If you don't trust the fact that he's had a worm that ate some of his brain. I agree with you. Beaver Smell like Tuna.
Everybody's got their thing.
Triple H Short said he'd rather hear Garnet with the voice box than RFK.
RFK does sound like Garnet with the voice box.
It's terrible. It's so bad. It's. I mean, every time I want to listen to him.
Well, it's the thing that everybody's thinking,
but he can't say it.
Yeah, I mean, like Trump would even by Trump standards, right? Trump would look like a dick if he came out and was like, RFK. I mean, really, the voice. Like even at that
Intolerable.
point, people go, ooh.
You can't. No, you could never say anything about it.
Yeah,
no, but you could have
it's below the
talks
line.
like an asshole. No, you're never going to hear. You got to leave it alone. You got to leave it alone. I don't know. Maybe Trump could get away with it.
What is the voice box? What is that voice box thing?
I don't even know. I don't understand.
Just in
it.
general, like the when people have to use
it
one.
says what you're saying, so you put it on your vocal cords, and
So it reads like this is a high thought.
I don't know. Do you have vocal cords?
If you can't talk,
Yeah.
but you put this thing up there and then you talk, and all of a sudden, the words like it can
You have to talk.
read everything perfectly, and now
It
isn't
sounds
that crazy?
pretty good, but it sounds terrible.
But isn't that awesome technology
It
in
is.
general?
That's
Like, think about
how
that.
far have they come? Because
don't-
they've had that for 30.
I don't think they've come far at all
30
from
or
that.
40 years
It's
ago.
the same voice. You think they'd at least
There's
be able
no
to put
money.
an AI voice on
There's
there?
no money in it. They
Put
don't
the
get-
voice of Siri on there or something.
I want like the voice of like Hugh Grant. Yes, I would like. I would like some more scrambled eggs, darling.
There's the invention. There it is.
Oh, talk like Matthew McConaughey. See that?
I like some scrambled eggs. That was
That's-
Clinton. I don't know what that was.
Ooh-wee. I think there's money in that.
Just a
Ooh-wee.
voice box. And she goes,
I don't even know if Clinton ever said ooh-wee.
Why?
We sure did on our show. We always went ooh.
Just got tagged with ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee.
I think he did do ooh-wee.
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 I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, if you had a member of your family who was going to purge, who would it be?
Like who would participate in the purge?
Yeah.
Trace and Donna.
Donna would participate in the purge?
Donna might participate in the purge.
Donna, you'd kill people for 24 hours?
There's not a couple people, babe.
She goes, sure.
A couple. There's not a couple people you might purge. Oh yeah. See, she.
Oh, well, okay.
see?
So when you put it like that, I might want to participate too. I didn't think about that. I was thinking about just like people in the purge just for the love of
Random
killing.
kill. No, I would never kill random people.
But if you could purge and actually like purge the people that you despise,
I mean, I'm not.
I think I'm in on this.
Yeah, I'm not positive if I could kill someone,
Yeah.
but if it was like the norm,
Don't kill me, Donna.
He would have been long gone. Do you know how many people?
you know how many lists he would be on?
Yeah. Be a line at the door.
I got a great American. There was, yeah.
But
so,
if it was like a normal thing, because it was a thing now,
so you got 24 hours, okay? First of all, I'm picturing you with just like an old class, like a Vietnam, like bullets all across the chest. I'm picturing Donna like soldiering up, like walking out the door, like I'll be back.
Yep.
Like, what's
Yeah,
your?
I mean, I don't know what would I use to kill someone.
Gun. You gotta
if I
use.
could-
What? Gotta use a gun. What else would you use?
I don't know. You could run them over with a car.
Oh, well, that's good. That's probably the best way.
But you'd have to shield up the vehicle. You gotta,
So they didn't come through
What
your
if I got
windshield.
a face like right?
yeah, you gotta get ready for the purge. You gotta have like that metal. You gotta like, you know,
Like Uncle
Yeah.
Jethro with the sheet metal on the truck.
you got a Cybertruck up the.
Peepaw. Peepaw,
I'll make
can
you out of the purge. I got a Cybertruck.
Can I borrow your
Sheet metal truck.
sheet metal?
I was
El
gonna-
Camino.
I was gonna purge, but I ran out of battery on my Tesla, so therefore I have to stop at the charger during the purge, which is gonna be real inconvenient. I'm a sitting
Fucking up
duck.
my whole deal.
Fortunately, some thugs took out all the charging stations. I am stuck in my Tesla. I can't even purge. Damn you, Elon Musk.
Waited all year to purge, and now I got no charge. Can't purge with no charge.
Now,
Unbelievable.
do you think you would be on anyone's list?
Oh, yeah, sure.
You guys?
Yeah. You too. You too.
A lot of people's list, you
Not
think?
a lot. Not a lot.
Who's even thinking about me now? Other than maybe one person. Who's even thinking about me now?
Well, it doesn't. Look,
You mean
everybody's
hating on you?
everybody's
hating
got
on me?
everybody's got a hater, right? Like whether you know it or not. Like everybody's got a hater.
I'm
So
universally loved.
You are on somebody's list. Even if it's Ned on somebody's list. Like, you can't have 5.6 million views and not one of those people go,
on the list.
why did he get 5.6 million? Like, you know what I mean?
Kill him in the purge.
Right. He's on my list. Some sort of trophy kill or something like that. It could happen. Trace, I could totally see purging a lot.
He doesn't have a lot of enemies.
No. I mean him going and just killing people.
He's a kind,
He's not a
gentle
hater.
soul. He's a kind,
No, not a
gentle soul.
hater. I'm not even talking about people he hates. I'm talking about, like, if you gave Trace 24 hours to kill,
He might try.
whatever he wants, however he wants, with no consequences, you don't think he would?
We'll
I'm
have to
asking
ask him that Thursday.
Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine. You know,
I'm not killing nobody.
I don't think I
I
would.
ain't got the moxie to. I mean, nobody's wronged me. Like, to make me want to kill you, you'd have to do something,
To your family.
something heinous.
Something
What else
to
do
your-
I have to do? I get this guy to want to purge me. Everybody wants to purge me.
During the purge, he's texting me. I'm alone, man. Left the door open. Purge me.
Yeah, I would.
All right.
Yeah, the movie. I would be gone. I wouldn't stick around town for the purge. I'd have to just
On the
leave.
run?
Yeah, man. It's 24 hours. Like, you gotta.
Just in case, there could be someone that hates you that you don't even know.
Oh, for sure.
You don't not even.
Well, I
They're
do.
not even on your radar.
I do think about end of times
Yeah, end of times.
in general.
Coming
and
soon.
it's like, that thing. Like, yeah, you don't think somebody thy neighbor will kill you until
Until
Until they have to.
until they have to. All of a sudden, it's gonna get real dicey.
we talk about it all the time.
Do you?
Oh yeah, we do it right here. We're like saying because there's so many deer in this neighborhood. There's just deer everywhere, and we're always
We're
like,
like-
as soon as something happens,
Those deer don't become so cute anymore, do they?
no, they're gone in
all
like
be
they're gone in
gone.
2 days, and it's like
Oh,
everybody's
yeah.
just gonna kill them and waste them. They're just because it'd be a frenzy to kill all the
To
deer.
kill them to eat them, but then
That's
the
a good
meat would all
point.
go to waste because everybody doesn't know how to preserve the meat.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's
But they wouldn't want to just miss out on killing one in case their family needs it to eat.
Man,
Yep.
I got a buddy of mine. He's got a bunch of like cattle, but they're Wagyu cows, right? Which is a crazy expensive sort of
Yeah.
beef or whatever. And he's like, yeah, he goes, I got a deep freezer full of Wagyu cuts if you want some. And I'm like, I don't take people up on anything. I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I do. I was like, what does that look like, when you did you do it yourself? And he goes, no, we took it to a butcher.
Yeah.
But he was explaining the process of it. Like, okay, like the moment you have to wean them off the mom, like ASAP, right? And then you have to feed them this, special sort of diet to get the meat all tender or whatever. But I think he was saying that cow was worth like $20,000 to $30,000 or something like that once you butchered up.
Yeah.
I go, how much do you get off of that? He goes, well, the butcher takes their cut. I'm like, what? He goes, oh yeah. He's like, the butcher always steals some of the meat. And I never would have even thought of that.
Never
Like,
thought of how are you gonna know?
how you, yeah.
You don't know how many steaks are in a cow.
But of everything he said to me, I never really thought of the butcher going, one
Thank you
for
very
you,
much.
2 for me. Like, but if it's Wagyu beef and you can get those cuts and you're the only one with the body, right? And you're dicing that thing up. I was like, oh man,
It's a racket.
that is a racket,
never
right?
thought of that.
And you can't call them out on it because, like, hey, unless you're going to sit there and watch the butcher cut this whole thing up the whole time, I don't know.
I almost think that's like just a perk of being a butcher. I'm thinking if I'm a butcher, I'm
little
taking a couple.
slice.
I'm taking a couple steaks, a couple nice steaks.
Take a
You're
couple
they're
steaks.
never gonna notice. Never
Somebody
notice.
come and pick up their cow and they have just like one cut. Like, here you go.
But they get a lot. You get a lot from a cow.
Yeah.
That's what he was saying. He's got
More
like
than
a
you would think.
giant freezer full of this stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the Wagyu, like,
I think we got some from Heights before.
The Wagyu? Mm-hmm. Really?
Trace when we cooked. Maybe,
Oh, you
we
ended up
cooked it.
doing that? You did the Wagyu?
I think we. I
don't
think we
remember.
did get
I don't
a Wagyu.
remember.
He cooked it on the air.
Damn.
Yeah. But it's probably, if it's your cow that you just butchered, probably a lot better than.
I'd feel badly.
I would think.
I can't have the cow and then
No, and then kill
raise
it.
it. And yeah, no. There's
It's like having a dog and then sending Fluffy off to get slaughtered.
yeah. It's just that there's an emotional attachment there.
Yeah.
You got to be raised on a farm, and you're used to that. That's just the way it is.
Another friend of mine, he was doing a trip. He ended up going to the house of. I don't know, bottom line is, he ended up holding the gun that killed Old Yeller. If I remember the story correctly, I was like, that's a thing. Like it's like an actual artifact or something like that. Like the gun that killed Old Yeller.
Is that a true story?
I don't think.
I don't know.
It was the gun that was used in the movie that killed.
Maybe yeah. I don't think there's an actual.
You're saying it was a problem? It was an Alec Baldwin gun situation?
There ain't no
I
gun.
don't think they really
that killed
I
Old
mean,
Yeller.
I could be
And
wrong,
I don't know
but-
enough about Old Yeller to even to be
Yeah.
prepared to call him out or be like, oh, is that even happening?
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
know.
maybe back then they killed a dog in the movie. I don't know.
Was Old Yeller real? Is this what?
I would think it was just a
book.
movie.
It was a book, and it was a novel, so it was fiction, and it was a movie as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
so
there was
maybe
no there was a gun.
It was just the gun they used in the movie.
to kill Old Yeller. There's no
Yeah.
actual Old Yeller. God, I feel stupid. I should have totally called him out on that. Hey, dude, I got some good news and some bad news.
Yeah.
The good news is, I don't even know what the good news in that situation would be. It's Old Yeller.
You got the gun from the movie. That's the good news.
But one of those dogs in the hallway out there is the 5th generation from Old Yeller. Actually, I'm not shitting you.
I've got a gun right here.
Pew pew pew. You had to kill Old Yeller.
I could never watch that
Old Yeller
movie.
was
I can't even,
rabid.
if there's a dog in a movie, it's like fuck,
You know
the
it's
dog's gonna get killed.
Especially
you know
in
the
a
dog's
horror
gonna get
movie. If
killed.
it's a horror movie, the dog is
Yeah.
first the dog, then the black guy.
Well, yeah,
There it goes.
yeah. Well, and then the worst is in the movies with the dogs, like John Wick, for instance. Like when they kill the dog, the dog's about to get whacked, right? You know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But they don't show it. But then they do the cutaway, and you hear.
You always hear that. You
It's like,
always hear,
no, they
you
whacked the dog.
You always hear it, the yelp, and you know.
Yeah,
the
it's
dog's
totally
gone.
implied. It's not like the dog was like, "Arf!" and then the dog managed to escape. Like the dog never gets out.
No, poor thing.
No.
Bum,
It's like,
bum, bum,
I ain't
bum.
watching no movie with a dog in it. Tired of having
When's the last time you cried at a movie?
a long time.
What are we talking?
I don't
20 years,
even
30
know.
years?
Probably the Lion King. An
You cried at
animated
a movie and it was an animated one?
animated movie.
Oh my
How
God.
about you?
can't remember the last.
The last time I watched a movie. It's like the stupidest
What
shit.
a bitch!
Oh, I'm the bitchiest. I'm the.
He's the bitchiest of bitches.
It
What
could be-
movie? When's the last time I watched the movie?
It's like I'll be watching some stupid ass shit on the couch with Donna, and we'll be like rubbing each other's feet, and it'll give me chills, and
That Seinfeld episode was terribly
it'll
sad.
give me chills and choke me up, and I'll be going, "Oh, I hope she doesn't feel the chills on this stupid ass, cheesy ass bullshit that I'm getting all
What?
worked up."
What? Tell me.
I don't
what
even
movie that
know.
might be.
No.
Just watching the news every other night. Some hokey story will get me choked up.
Crying to her
It's
friends.
so weird.
And
I
that
don't-
lyric about "I'll be here for you."
It's like I don't cry when my animals die.
He doesn't. He's weird. I
I'm
can't.
a-
I
it's-
can't even figure it out.
I
It's
can't
like,
figure-
well,
trust
I can't
me, I
figure
wish
out
I could
when
figure it
he cries
out.
or why.
I know, I
It's like,
can't
he
either,
doesn't
babe.
cry if the animals die or something.
But
I
I'll
don't
cry if a
know.
cartoon like puppy stubbed its toe on some
What?
movie, and it's like, what the fuck?
I'll be honest with you. I'm exactly like that. Same thing.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Why?
pathetic. It's pathetic. I don't know.
Like I get the movie a couple weeks ago, Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith. Cried. It's a
I don't know if we've seen that.
very touching movie. If you don't cry during it, you're not human.
No.
Okay.
But I cried.
You and I would totally cry. We'd just sit there and cry together.
Weren't you just making fun of him for
Yes,
crying?
but I'm like him. I'm just.
We'll do a special where we watch it. It's
You
called
two
The
could-
Cry.
You two
The
can
Cry.
have movie night and cuddle.
Yeah. A special episode of The Hang where we just watch a movie and you see us both well up.
Mike and Matt are cuddling on the couch tonight.
Just comforting each other, babe. It's good for our emotional well-being.
It is good to get a cry out occasionally. You don't know when the last time Lion King for real?
I know, probably way before. Way after
She
that.
doesn't cry. She's cold as ice.
Shut up. He's the cold one. That's why he doesn't cry when one of our animals dies. I do. That's what I
So you'll cry when the animals pass. Then
cry a lot.
I could probably get you to cry right now, couldn't I?
Yeah.
If I were to-
Jesus
no,
God.
I'm not going to do it. I'm kidding.
But I just can't remember like the last movie I've cried at.
It's been a long time. Like she
I
said,
cry all the time. My animal, you know. Yeah,
she cries about life.
I
She
cry
cries
about life.
You cry about life.
I just feel like crying today.
Sometimes you do feel like I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I can't quit. You know, just even little things. You know.
What's
I
it?
don't know.
What's
I got a big cry building up. It's one of these days.
a couple months in the making, and then one day you just let it
a
out?
couple of years in the making.
Oh no, that's gonna be a good one. That's the one you got to get in your car and be like, I just got to go for a drive, and then you just sit in the car. Is that just me? No.
That is. Yeah.
Do you do that?
I don't do that.
My battery's low. Sorry. Where were we?
I don't even know what
what
we were talking about. I have no idea what we were talking
Why
about.
did I come in here?
I don't
the
even
purge,
know. The purge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You
Maybe I wouldn't purge anyone. I might.
you would.
I mean, if I was driving, I would.
You just hit people? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
she'd murder
some
people with her
fucking
car.
asshole. I'm driving out there. Oh my
Donna would
God.
go out in the
I'd
purge
fucking-
with like an armored vehicle and just kill people on the road who made bad driving decisions. Oh, she would. Glorious.
I've noticed more and more people not using blinkers these
Oh,
days.
it's,
That's a pet
everybody's
peeve of mine.
everybody's art out. They're art out.
Like I'm dead serious. Like I know, like before, you would see somebody not use a blinker, and you'd be like, and then, but it was few and far between. Now, like everybody, just like, well, I guess I'm just gonna get in this lane now. I'm just gonna get in this lane.
And it's like,
I'm
you know,
getting
I
this
was
turning
getting
lane.
over and I had my blinker on and you just whipped out from behind me, you know, and getting over
Yep.
and cutting me off. So fuck you. I mean, I use my blinker when it, you know, matters. I don't sometimes if I'm on back road, you know, if nobody's around me.
So you're the road rager,
But
huh?
yeah.
Yeah, she's got road rage for sure.
You got a big vehicle. Which is it's good and bad.
She's gonna get shot.
Yeah, that's
she's gonna
not
get shot one day.
You with a big women in big vehicles. I don't know. I don't
She's,
mean
good,
that-
she's a good driver though. She's a good driver. She's a really good driver. Excellent driver.
Very good driver. Excellent
I am
driver.
a good driver.
Excellent driver.
Excellent driver. Oh my
I am,
God.
but I do have road rage. But I don't get out of my car or do anything like that. I just yell and scream at people in my car.
Oh man, if you got out of your car, how tall are you?
5 feet tall.
It's lovable. Like you can't. You'd be like talking a good game, and you're in your big vehicle, and then you hop out like, oh come on, she runs on batteries. How can you? How can you? Don't say things so nasty.
My horn is broken, and
She's driving her
It drives me.
that's
driving her nuts.
It drives me insane, and Trace refuses to help me fix it because he says he's saving my life by not fixing my horn.
You need an air horn. Give
That's what someone said. I find myself rolling my window down and screaming out the window
Oh no!
because I don't have a horn. Just occasionally.
I think it's always difficult when because I don't like to.
I don't want to do that either.
I don't want to be that guy on the road. I don't want to cause situations. I don't want road rage. I don't want
No.
anything. But there was like last week. I'm at the light and the car light's green. Car in front of me is not going, and it's like, all right, there's cars behind me. Some of them don't know that I'm not the guy, right? Like,
Yeah.
Eventually, it's a trickle down situation, right? But that car, it's not going, and I'm going, all right. So I have to lightly tap on the. It's like
toot.
that.
You got to give a toot.
Yeah, but it's
gotta
like
be a toot.
You got to make sure that you're hitting it at the right sort of like
Yep.
pressure, so where it's not you being a dick
gotta
versus
be a
hey, friendly toot. Yes, and but I'm always hesitant to do it, and you try to like give it the little pressure, just a quick one.
No, I'm like, get the fuck going.
You're that one. You're that one.
But sometimes you'll do that and they'll fucking flip you off. And
Yeah,
you're like,
they're
the
always-
light's green. I'm letting you know it's green. It's a courtesy, and you're fucking you're getting insane on me.
Yes.
Yeah, telling me to go when it's green. It's like, I don't even understand it.
They do that a lot. They're in the wrong and they give you the finger.
They give you
all
the finger.
time.
That's
All
the new
time.
deal.
And then I always try to be sensitive to seeing like old people drive.
I do too. I don't beep at old people.
But at some point, like
But it's
they should be
frustrating.
driving.
Yeah, they're frustrated because I'll go by one of them and it'll be like, "You fucking old person, and you are on your phone. You
Yeah.
should barely be
Yes.
fucking driving, and you are
And you should
on
know
your
better.
phone."
Dude, there's
Because
a
they'll be the same as some young person. I'm like,
there's a member of my my family. He's 96 years old, still driving. Okay, and I don't know how he drives. I don't know if it's good or bad, or
Some
I don't
people
know.
can do
Right?
it. Some people can pull it off.
But I know that he went to and they just basically like renewed his driver's license, right? But I'm going at 96, like I don't know if you should be, or like maybe just as a person you go, maybe I'm not going to drive anymore. But that's like your last bastion of freedom.
not
so
too many of them do that.
Not too many.
voluntarily like take
Yeah.
themselves off the
Yeah,
road.
no. Huh?
Yeah,
They got to get.
And
in
they've
a,
always
They got to
let
get
them-
in a wreck.
They've
That is
always
a-
let them keep their license because they were always the voters.
yeah. Oh.
It's really hard to get the old
older-
people off.
They're always the voters, so
It's
they
like that's why they
don't want to
didn't-
piss them off.
They didn't have to be even tested. They just
Yeah.
keep taking the like the eye test.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's when they should be road tested because
why
they're
aren't
like.
they tested? Because they vote.
Well, his car, we went to his house, and his car has just this, past 2 years, this big giant scrape in the side of it. And it was, he had just scraped something. And, just keep on moving. Just keep
Yeah.
it moving. I don't know. God bless
I'll
him.
just drive it till I wreck it enough to where I can't drive it,
Yeah.
and then I'll be done driving.
Yep.
PW Rick says Mike is a sociopath? ? It's not. I'm not a sociopath. I may not cry in certain situations, but I genuinely don't want people to suffer pain or anything like that. I care about people.
All people?
Oh no,
there-
but
there
like
you
people
go.
people close to me.
People in general, yeah.
I may be a sociopath. I'm really very disinterested in other people. It's like if there's a tsunami in Mali. It's like I don't know anybody there, and it doesn't really affect me at all. But I don't think that's. It's like I don't know those people. It doesn't affect me. I think I like to go for a high death toll. And I'm like, yeah.
Now,
How
what
ma-
about-
how many people? 3,000 in that earthquake. Sweet.
Even when they humanize them, even when there's boots on the ground and they do the whole
Nah,
news
I don't
story
watch
and
that
it's like a
shit.
5-minute coverage and they're like, in bleep blah blah from blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Lost his entire family.
Yeah, that's,
We're talking
sorry,
now.
but-
Let's
hey,
interview bleep blah blah blah.
yeah. It's like,
like-
well, that's kind of sad, but
I didn't.
I
I
don't
didn't
know.
make the earthquake. Not. So it's not on me. Sorry, bleep black block block.
That does seem like
A sociopath.
it's not. I mean,
That doesn't.
No,
yeah.
I don't.
do you,
just an
do you
ego.
lack empathy? Is that what it is?
I have empathy for people I know.
Because I lack empathy.
I mean, you lack empathy. I lack.
Yeah, I've been told.
I like
He
a
lacks
certain amount of
little-
empathy. Certain
little
amount of
bit
empathy.
Well, because you like what you're saying. Like if you don't know, you have
Psychological
no connection
evaluation.
to them at all.
No, you'll see people on the news crying about things like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how could you even cry about? You don't even know those people. What are you crying?
So you'll cry about that?
About what?
Oh,
No,
yo.
no.
no,
Okay,
not
you
me.
mean
She's
people
talking about
get
other
angry.
people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Other people, like they'll interview someone on the news and they'll be crying about something a world away, and I'm just like,
Well, that's because they get
in the
rubes to get
world are
interviewed on the
you
news.
crying for?
Only rubes get interviewed on the news.
Yeah.
Only rubes.
I mean, when like 9/11 happens, I was like, well, that sucks. But it didn't.
Nobody I knew
I
was
didn't know
there.
any of those people. I didn't know one of them, so it didn't. I didn't feel like crying or anything. It's like the guy that got killed, in a rollover van accident on 54 last week. I didn't cry for him either. But why do I got to cry for people? It's a lot of people. It makes no sense to me.
I hear you. Yeah, I mean,
Just if it's a lot, if it's a lot. Oof.
man, I remember 9/11. We broadcasted that whole day till like 2 o'clock in the afternoon or something crazy. Like it was that was one of those days where you like in broadcasting, it was like honored to be on the air and involved and trying to break the news and all that stuff. I got home and my ex-girlfriend is still in bed sleeping. And I'm like, what are you doing? Do you have no idea what is going on? She's like, I'm just waking up. And I couldn't wrap my head around how somebody could be sleeping during a time like that. And now I'm looking back on it, it's like, well, if you didn't know, you didn't know.
Like,
I can't,
you didn't know.
But I was holding it against her. Like, how could you be so irresponsible to be sleeping during
So
a time like this?
Callous.
Yeah, like how could you? And it's like, well, she's sleeping.
He was at work, and
Sure.
then he came home. I think you came home before they quit because I was worried. And
You
now
guys
that
gonna need me for any bits or anything? I'm gonna get out of here. Things are looking pretty dreary today.
I had just dropped all the kids off at school, and I was like, I think I need to go get the kids from school, I'm going to get the kids out of school. I don't know, because everybody's going, we're going to be at war by the end of the day. And I was like, you need to come home. We're going to be at war, and before I realized how things actually work and that nothing of the kind was going to happen, It's like that, how stupid was I to think that anything would happen
Well, it's funny.
by the end of the day. But they kept saying that, and I was like, I'm going to go get the kids from school. You need to come home.
Well, because
I don't know what to do.
you all bought into the Y2K thing, like
Yeah.
all in, right? Like, do you look back at that now and go, if the government's all a rib and this is all setups and everybody's in on it, blah blah blah, like, do you now go, if another Y2K situation were to arise, would you handle it the
like
same
now.
way? Yeah.
I mean, they're doing it now. That's what I said. I said, we should just go ahead. Everybody just vote for Trump because Biden right now, everything sucks. The world sucks. Everything sucks. Everybody, every time you talk to somebody, they're talking about how everything sucks and what the fuck's going on. So it's everybody just vote for Trump. And then if he changes stuff, great. If he doesn't, can we all then just agree that it's always a lie?
It's the same. It's always the
I mean,
same.
it has
Everybody banged their hands on the chair, on the tables.
It has always been a lie. You guys are all fired. Not that we can't fire them. I don't know how we can fire them. But, it feels like everybody should be like, all right, quit with the fucking scare tactics because that's all you do is try to scare everybody, keep everybody scared their whole life, and nothing ever seems to happen.
I think they're.
I don't know.
I think they're testing the waters, man.
They're always testing
that's
the
it.
waters.
Like,
always.
I truly believe in their testing the waters. Like even this IT.
This
This is
the latest IT. This is the getting you used to it.
Yep, a few months ago.
You never know. You might have 600 flights canceled 3 days in a row.
A few months ago, they did that thing with the cell phones, and my cell phone provider was one of the ones that got hit, and I didn't have cell service for the day or whatever, and I'm walking around like a zombie, going, "What do I do? Oh my God, my life! What's happening?"
Start living life.
Yeah, and
let's do that.
But that was and it's like, and my wife was like, "I'm telling you, it's a test." And then this latest thing, this last few days, she's like, "It's a test," and I'm going, "I'm with her. I get it. Like it's a test." And it's like, okay, next is going to be, for instance, with the Teslas, it's like, oh, power grid's down, can't charge your vehicles. Like, another test. And it's like, yeah, they're going to keep pushing those limits, and then all of a sudden one day it's all going to come at the same time. And you're going to go, oh, man,
yeah.
I saw it, and I
But
couldn't
There's nothing you can do.
do anything about it.
And it may never happen. Or
just like
it could happen tomorrow.
And there's nothing you can do about
There's nothing you can do.
COVID seemed to be a big test.
Big,
Yeah.
To see
big
how,
test.
Good point,
how
yep.
quickly they could get people to
In
do
line.
exactly what they want.
Yeah.
And how quickly they could get people to turn on other people
Yes.
and say, you know, they were trying to say these people shouldn't be allowed in hospitals and just let them die. It's like, look how quick they got people to say that. Isn't that crazy? That's like Hitler type
real
shit.
quick for over nothing.
Over nothing to get people to say, don't let them in the hospital.
Well, isn't it weird that the past week, all the stuff that's gone on over the past week, like to top it all off, the cherry on top is the fact that Biden got COVID. It's like, whoa, like you thought the plot twist couldn't get any crazier or weirder or funnier or sadder or whatever your emotions are. And it's like, oh shit, he got COVID on top of all this?
Yeah.
Like,
after being injected how many times?
Yeah.
yes, that is like, it was just like the coup de grace.
I think they like to add insult to our injury.
Yeah.
I think they like to shove it in our face.
Yeah, it was like they took
they
like
do.
a giant thing of salt and we're like, okay, we're going to dump that right in the wound.
Here,
Right
take
in the
this,
wound.
fuckheads.
Like these,
President's got COVID on top of it. Boom. And then with Trump, it's like, you know, talking about that, it's like, all right, I remember where I was in certain events like 9/11, right? You remember where you were. There's certain things. With like the Trump assassination attempt, like I remember where I was, but for some reason it doesn't have the gravity. Maybe because it was just like,
yeah, it didn't.
maybe
really,
he's brushed it off and everybody's brushed it off, but it doesn't have that the gravity.
I wonder how I would be feeling if like they'd just blown his head off. Would I be just like stunned and like, oh my God, or I'd be like, wow, Trump got his head blown off.
I think we'd be like, wow, they killed Trump.
I think I would be like,
What the
they killed
fuck?
Trump.
What are they gonna do now, man? They just fucking killed Trump.
If they had killed Trump, I can't imagine the level of conspiracy folks that would like that's it.
I think I don't
And
know.
it would
what,
be hard pressed for somebody not to be, right? If you didn't question that action,
Yeah.
you'd have to be like, what? Like, what? How can you not question that?
But and I think it would be okay on CNN. They'd be going, this horrible lone wolf acted to kill Trump, and on everybody else would be going, okay, they did this to him, then they did this to him, then they did this to him, and then he got his head blown off. How do you deny that pattern? If he got his head blown off, I think you would, even the most ardent deniers have to say, yeah, they pretty kind of were out to get him.
Well, and then another thing suspects like, oh, when they tell you the FBI is in charge, it's like, oh, okay, all right, no, well, I guess there's nothing to see here. Okay,
Yeah, they're true patriots.
Because just think, I feel like it not being a real thing is because if that happened to you, wouldn't you be more afraid, like, to go out? He doesn't seem to be. He's like, oh, let's fight. It's like, I think real people would be like,
I would have been on the ground still.
I think that's just him. I think he's a unique personality.
Trace said, he said, you have to keep open the possibility. There's a 10% possibility that Trump is just the biggest badass in the world.
I would have to agree with Trace, but I don't know if badass is the word I would use. I would trade that badass word for sociopath or psychopath or some other word that's like narcissistic. That's the word to use. I think he's not. Yeah, the possibility is that he might be the biggest narcissist ever, and is able to adapt to that situation and use it and just go, it was a crisp, sunny day, talk about it one time, and then just move on. And there is that possibility.
There's the possibility that he's such a narcissist that the people that are fucking with him, he's like, I'm going to come out on top. I'm going to do it.
Even the deep state's like, shit.
It's like we
met our match
we
for this guy.
can't kill this fucker.
And they blew their one shot they had to do it. And now, like, what are you going to do?
If you're the government, you can't. And they did it to Kennedy. They can't find a way to do it to Trump.
I think they tried.
Or was this all a setup? Just set up because it was the perfect photo op of all time.
Was there any?
I don't.
Did anything come out about what it really was? Was it really a ricochet of something else? Because
I've been hearing it's glass for like ever since it happened, that it was a shard of glass from the teleprompter, but nobody ever says it.
If you see any shots get like down in Soho in Tampa. There was a couple shootings, a couple weekends in a row or whatever. And they have, everything blocked off, and they're, how they find the shell casings of bullets.
Ballistics in the direction.
Did you see any of that going on? Was there any of that going on there? Everybody seemed to just still be partying, and all the evidence was just getting...
Well, the reactions of the crowd was weird for sure. I do think that,
that was the weirdest thing.
My position on it stays the same. Whether or not he got hit with glass on the ear or a bullet went through the ear, to me, it's inconsequential. It was still a proper assassination attempt. By whom? I don't necessarily know at this point. But the 20-year-old kid, all of a sudden this week they're like going, oh, we had 3 overseas accounts, and we've been, he could have been working with Iran or whatever their theories are, right? Yeah. And the cynic in me is going, or he could have been a gamer and had 3 accounts that were linked up on some PlayStation shit and was like, oh yeah, I connected with Mojo 24 in India or Iran, and we played online. Like, my point is, like, the government could very well take that information that could have been innocent in his gaming world or whatever it is, right? And go, well, we found 3 accounts, and they link it back to make this darker narrative.
Just look at the guy. How sophisticated was that guy?
Right. I mean, think back to when you were 20. How sophisticated were you when you were 20?
Not at all.
That's the beginning, middle, and end of it. If anybody listening, with the exception of like an Elon Musk or some fucking genius out there, think about 20-year-old you. Think about 20-year-old Trace or any of your kids, right? Think about 20-year-old me. Yeah. Not a chance. Not a chance. There's not a chance in hell I would have been able to pull off or even attempt to pull off that. Yeah. There's no way. 20?
But how did he pull it off?
I
Walking
don't
around
know.
with a 12-foot
It seemed
fiberglass
like he just
ladder.
drove up and walked right up with a ladder and went right up. It seemed like there was
that's the
nothing
thing. Is like
to it,
I don't know
so-
how he was. I don't know how he pulled it off, and I don't think we'll ever know.
Yeah.
That's the
not
issue.
Not with all the different stories
But
that are out there. It's like I don't think we'll ever know the truth of any
My
of it.
proof positive is he had a 12-foot fiberglass ladder. I have a 12-foot fiberglass ladder. I don't like to carry that thing anywhere. It's a mother effort to carry.
A 12-foot one.
It's just like the one we have.
Oh, that was hard to carry.
Sometimes I'll get Trace, help me carry this.
Yeah.
It sucks ass. It's not like an aluminum ladder.
He's lugging it across a field.
I gotta take a break. It's just something's fishy.
Now they did say the gun was owned by his dad. Who owned the ladder? I know it's a stupid question. I'm just curious in general.
He stopped off.
Who owned the ladder?
Not to mention, where are you putting that? Aluminum, the ladder that they're talking about would stick out of your truck 6 feet.
He had a pickup truck, right?
Did he have a big pickup truck?
I think he had a
know.
pickup truck, which also coincidentally had apparently explosives in it. Look, I don't know. I don't want to.
Big Kahuna says both of his parents are therapists. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know.
Because therapists are always normal.
They're never normal.
Always
They're
normal.
never normal.
No.
Ever, ever, ever.
They are.
They got more problems than anybody.
Yeah, they just happen to listen to other people's shit. It doesn't mean they don't carry their own. Oh my God. Yeah, there's baggage. Both of his parents were therapists. That is a crazy. No wonder he's crazy.
No wonder he's crazy. They've been analyzing him since he was fucking born. He's like, leave me alone.
Oh. Tell us your feelings.
We already told him that story, Jamie.
What?
About getting Swizz audited.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Which is,
All right, it's like
Interesting.
we've been going and going. It's 8:11. Time to take a break.
All right.
Exhausted. My drinks are empty. That sucks. Oh, still thundering.
That's what I was wondering. If that was still thunder.
Got a bitch ass dog. He's probably shaking.
He is.
It's 80 pounds of bitch. Oh,
Bitch ass.
it just shakes with the thunder.
Well, be sure to download us on Spotify, give us listens and likes and subscribes and all that kind of good stuff.
Are you going to the VIP next? Or
Going to the VIP.
Oh,
okay.
ClusterFshow.com.
ClusterFshow.com, VIP. All right. Thanks for tuning in to The Hang. And we'll see you Thursday. What's today?
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
Today is
Okay,
Tuesday.
today's Tuesday. So we see you Thursday for
So
Cluster.
nothing tomorrow.
Nothing tomorrow. Hot damn. All right.